I mean, you're right, though, isn't it? Because everyone's quick to sell warranties, and they're quick to promote their warranties and their customer service. But the truth is, when something goes wrong, that's when you find out when customer service is. Welcome everybody to another Outside Crowd podcast, and delighted to have with us Ryan.
Yo.
Billy.
Hello.
And today is going to be a really interesting one because Billy is seething.
Ooh.
And we're going to find out why Billy is seething.
Seething, very important.
Do you want to tell us why you are seething, Bill?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll get round to it.
That's good, because we've got about 30 minutes.
We were just having a conversation about machinery that we use and manufacturers and the after sales that you get with it and how important it is. And the reason we're talking about this topic is because I've had an experience today. Ooh. Sorry, mate. It was just Darth Vader in my ear there. I can't.
What was that? The experience?
Anything will piss him off
breathing
today.
through his nose.
I'm breathing at him and he's pissed off. Do you know what I mean? Fuck him. Like,
he is seething.
He's looking. Look.
Hell, mate.
Over there.
Darth Vader in my fucking ear. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm trying to speak, mate. And all I'm hearing
I'm sorry that you're very important today. Go on.
Christ, mate.
Go
Is he
on.
the Bane or fucking Darth Vader? One of the two.
I tell you, I was only joking when I said Bill was seething, but he really is seething. This is going to be
And he's
good.
having a go at Star Wars.
Go on, Bill. Should we give you massages? Or well, Ryan can do that.
I touched him.
Go on.
So, and how important it is, things like warranty, things like warranties, and are they worth the paper they're written on and stuff like that? I mean, I've since found out today that some of them aren't.
So with that, when you've since found out some of the warranties aren't, what I suppose first thing is, what are you expecting with a warranty, and what has not worked to your satisfaction? I
think warranties should work, and this has happened to me a couple of times because I got an extended warranty on one of the vans I bought, and you have to jump through a million hoops just to get the thing sorted out. But I bought a brand new engine for one of our stump grinders from JCB. And it's actually, so they don't sell direct. So they go to a supplier and then a stockist or whatever, then you buy it off them. I bought the engine and within 2 weeks, the fucking thing blew up. Right? So I've taken it back to Lambhurst Engineering, who installed the engine for me. And they've gone, yep, this, and this. It is kaput. There is no way to fix it. I mean, it's uneconomical to fix it.
Yeah.
So I phoned up the person I bought it off, and bearing in mind this is all within 30 days, right? And the thing comes with a 1-year warranty. And he goes, "Well, it's not my problem, mate. That warranty's through JCB, Gen Power, who supplied the engine." So I was like, right, okay. So I phoned them up. He gives me the number. I phoned them up, and they're like, "Oh, right, okay. Well, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that?" I'm sending fucking pictures, serial numbers, proof. I'm sending all this shit to them. All like, it's fine. I don't mind doing it because it's, you have to do it. But it's like, like one of the things that annoyed me is that they're emailing me. This podcast is just going to be me ranting. There's nothing interesting.
That's good.
So
we like a good rant.
So I send the email, and then you get one back. Can you also send this? Why didn't you just ask me that in the first place? Why didn't you just ask me to send you a picture of the fucking thing, the serial number in the first place? So I do that. So go on.
No, I was just wondering that. Are they taking responsibility? And I suppose we don't want to talk about too specific issues.
Well, no, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So one thing after the other like this, and then they're asking me what's wrong with it. I said, look, engine's fucked, blah, 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 blah. And they go, right, okay, we'll arrange someone to collect the engine, then we'll give you a replacement. And in my head, I'm thinking it's, they fucked up. The engine's blown up within 2 weeks. In my head, I'm thinking it's going to be a simultaneous delivery of picking up of my engine and a delivery of a new one. But no. First of all, they sent me a ticket for where they're picking it up from. They're picking it up from the wrong fucking place, not from where the engine is. So I tell them where the engine is now, and then we're trying to pick. Then they send me another email saying, "Can you take a picture of the engine off the machine in a box?" I'm like, right, okay. So I phone up Lamberhurst Engineering. They're like, "Yeah, we can put it in a box for you, no worries." And I was like, "And can you take a picture of it?" So then they take a picture of it, send that to me. I've sent them straight to them, and then they're like, "Right, okay, we'll collect it. I'll get a ticket. We're collecting this engine on the 16th, which is a Monday." I get a call from Lamberhurst Engineering on Friday saying, "Are these blokes coming to pick up this engine?" I'm like, "You're fucking joking me." Now it's third. I'm like, okay, maybe it's this Monday. I don't know. Anyway, so what day are we on now? Wednesday.
All day.
What? Is it Wednesday? So it's Wednesday. So I phoned them up. "Oh yeah, I'm not sure why this happened. I'm not sure why this has happened. Blah blah." I was like, "I don't give a fuck why this has happened. Get me a new engine." No! Get me a new fucking engine. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Get me a new engine. And he's like, "Okay, all right. Let me see what we can do." He's like, "We're going to send you an engine. We'll pick it up. We'll inspect." I was like, "No. At this point, you're not fucking picking up the engine, then inspecting it, and then sending me a new engine. I need a new engine now. There must be something you can do." And he's like, "Oh, you know," and they're like fucking robots. And he's like, "Oh yeah, okay. So we'll send one out. The normal thing we do is an engine comes." And then we get the ticket saying that we've received the engine back, then we'll send you a new one. I'm like, I understand that's how it normally fucking happens, but what normally happens is not that it's delivered 2 weeks late to me, right? So this is separate to what has normally happened. Where's the after sales, bud? You just go, "I'm really fucking sorry. Let me speak to my manager. I'll get a new one sent out to you straight away," like this. And I said to him, I was like, "Look, if you cannot get me a new engine by tomorrow, I'm going to buy a new fucking engine and you're going to refund me, okay? That's the quickest way we can sort this out, because I know I can buy an engine now because I phoned you at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'll have a new engine by tomorrow at lunchtime, which I'll send to Lamberhurst Engineering and they'll be fitting it by tomorrow, right?" And I said, if that finishes, after 2 o'clock, I can't do that anymore, right? Because his next day delivery is before 2 o'clock. And nothing. I'll be back to you as soon as possible. Fucking 2:30, phone me. Phone me. "Yeah, I'm really sorry, we haven't got any of those engines in stock." And I was like, "You are fucking joking me." I said, "I don't give a..." He's like, "Well, we can probably do is give you a refund." I was like, "You are fucking twisting my fucking cock, aren't you?" I was like, "Are you fucking joking? I'm going to lose it with you, man." And then, so anyway, so I'm like just seething down the phone. I was like, "Are you fucking..." I was like, "Listen, pal, I understand what's happened now, right? What are you going to do for me? What are you going to do for me now?" And he's like, "I don't know. What you need to do maybe is phone the person you bought it off." And I was like, "Just stop pulling my plonker, mate. I'm going to..." Do you know what I mean? Look, just sort it out. Phone your manager and sort this out. And he's gone, "Right, okay, yeah, no, I sort of understand, okay, so I'll get into touch with the manager." He's like, "I'll phone you back in 5 minutes." I haven't heard a fucking word from him. And I'm certainly not sitting on the phone for another hour on hold until I get to them.
No.
And that is just terrible fucking service.
No.
It is awful. Yeah. And I even said to the guy on the phone, I was like, "Look, if something goes wrong that we do, we are there the next day sorting it out.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah.
And if I can't fix anything that you want, I'm doing something else for you, free of charge."
That's it.
I'm doing everything I can.
That's right.
And I was like to that guy on the phone, I'm like, "Stop being such a fucking robot. Use your initiative. I bought a product from you. Within 2 weeks it's broken and you can't even get me a replacement without causing me stress and hassle." It's not just that. We've been hiring stump grinders because mine's not available. So it's cost me thousands of pounds.
How long has this been?
Mate, it's been like a month.
A month?
It's been like a fucking month.
It must have cost you a fortune.
It's cost me mate.
Stir the pot there.
Watch it,
So
Darth.
there's the story of why I'm receiving. And I think that that will bring us nicely on to how important it is, and
Yeah, I mean, because you raised
good
a
to
lot
be
of
giving
good
it.
Phil's going. He's finished now. He's going.
Well, that was good. Yeah.
But, I mean, you're right though, isn't it? Because so many everyone's quick to sell warranties, and they're quick to promote their warranties and their customer service. But the truth is, when something goes wrong, that's when you find out when customer service is. And most of them, seeing as this is the free-for-all swearing session, most of them are shit. They really are shit.
Yeah.
And they're not bothered about you. They just work on formulaic sort of like, "Oh, right, okay, right, this is what we'll do.
This is the normal
Can't
procedure.
think, this is the procedure." It's rubbish. You want someone who will just take control of that situation and resolve that problem for you.
I know. Do you know what?
That's what you want them to do.
When these things happen to me, I think about when I was like 16 and I worked at home base, and then I went behind the service desk, and And I'm fucking 16, 17, and I've got all the keys, and I thought I was really important.
Yeah.
Not anymore, obviously. And you can imagine me bowling around home.
Yeah, I can imagine just flipping them. I'm a tosser.
Anyway, like literally, when someone came to me with a problem, like if it was a staff or like customer, I was literally doing. I remember, like I would do anything I could. I remember I did this like once. This old lady wrote a letter to Homebase just saying, "I cannot believe how helpful like your member of staff was. He was so helpful. He couldn't do enough for me." And I was like, if someone comes to me with a problem, my fucking job is to sort out the problem. So that's what I was doing. And he speaks to these people, and this man's probably in his mid-30s, and he can't even fucking remedy this.
This is ridiculous.
How
That's a month.
You must be as
Because
as
I
you
think
look.
there's two differences here, isn't there? There's one thing is like a lot of these companies are tied with their procedures, so they try and resolve a problem based on a procedure that the company has, rather than trying to look at it from the customer's perspective to say, what is the problem that the customer has? How would I solve that?
Yeah.
And they're two different things, because if you're going through a tick list of like, oh, well, listen to what the customer complains. What is he saying? Have I got a replacement part? You don't want it like that. You want to actually understand what the guy has gone through or gal has gone through, have some empathy with their situation, try and understand how you can deal with it to resolve it, because it's their business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're the one who's suffering because of incompetence. And I must admit, I'm going to get on a rant now, because I hate all these fucking companies like this who they proclaim they are great at customer service. And probably it's not landscaping, but one of the other ones I'll get on is a very well-known aircraft company, airline. And they're just shit. You get on there and you can't talk to anyone.
No, that's
Everything now is trying to be automated so that you have distance from the person who is actually, you want to have a communication with. So they can deal with everything at arm's length. And the worst thing that always gets me is when you ring these knobs up, the first thing that you get, as a matter of course, is we are we are receiving extremely high call volumes. No, you've just got nobody on the customer complaints desk. There's one bloke or girl who's sitting there between two desks trying to do about 6 jobs. That's why there's no one answering the sodding complaints. Yeah. So, sorry, the rant's going round.
My turn.
Ryan's turn.
Having a great time.
But you're right though. Like we've got procedures, right? Like we use systems.
Do we? Yeah.
We use systems, so it's like we understand that there's a formula to certain things, and a big company, they have to log the complaint, they have to do this, they have to do that, otherwise it's not systemized, and otherwise their complaints will go all over the place. Yeah. And they're bigger companies than we are, but when it goes beyond that. Right, when you need someone who's got a brain to go, right, this is really bad, let's fucking just
sort this out.
Screw the formula.
Sort it out.
We've logged all that shit, let's just get that done.
Yeah.
I was happy to go, right, I understand you need all these pictures, this is what you need, let me give it to you. And then not only has my engine broken within 2 weeks, you've also just been shit. And it's like when at what point does someone go, right, let me get the manager involved and
get this sorted?
Just get this sorted.
That's too long. Like that's
I mean?
I mean, it's like if you when you're up a tree, I'm sure you drop loads of stuff through fences, Bill. But if you but if you do, that's going to be sorted straight away. Like that. If you do, that something does happen. If a branch goes through a neighbouring fence by accident, you think, oh, that shouldn't have happened. By the time the client, for me, by the time the client's informed about it, it's already ordered. It's already ordered on the way. I'm not coming to you with sorry about this, but we've just made a gaping hole through your fence or hedge or whatever it is. It's, hey, unfortunately this has happened, but this is what we've done. I hope that's okay with you. Is there anything else we can do for you?
Hi, sorry, I've just dropped a tree through your house. Can you take pictures of it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the one thing you see, I think, with smaller companies, you've got that opportunity to give really good customer service because you're not necessarily hamstrung by the procedures. You can have a procedure, but you can then actually look at how irate client is with steam coming out of their head. You think, hang on, let's get this sorted out ASAP. Because the one thing is, with a smaller company, you're going to get a shit review on Google,
Yeah.
and that carries a lot more weight than someone like one of these big multinational companies getting a shit review.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
It really does. You know, it does affect your business.
I wonder where it starts, because like people will go to companies. People will go to companies quite often because their customer service is good. You know, like when people get sick. Like for example, I used to have my phone with Virgin, and they were so shit. For want of a better word, they were terrible. And then I moved to EE, and it was like a breath of fresh air. You know,
Really?
you ring them, you get someone in this country who speaks the same language as you, and you can sort stuff out, and they'll do it really quickly for you.
You must have a different EE from me.
Well, really? I've literally never had an issue.
No, I
with
mean,
them.
I'm trying to think of companies where I'm really impressed with their company's.
RTW Landscapes.
No, I mean multinational
give you-
big companies who I'm really impressed with their customer
I
service.
can give you another example.
The only one I was going to say was like American Express. When I ring them up, they are very good.
Yeah.
But then again, you put a card, I pay about 150 quid a year for it.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well, but they are good.
But yeah, so what I was saying is I think that, like, at what point does that happen? Because
You can up my credit limit.
when you're small enough, obviously you can be really on top of customer service. And, I think probably even 20 years ago, customer service in general was probably better.
I would think so, yeah.
They had more people on customer service and just remedying people's issues. But now, I don't know what's going on. Everyone's just being squeezed, and they're just trying to make more money, and they're just pulling staff away. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
I don't know what's...
It is, and I think a lot of these things with customer service, you only find out how good customer service is when things go wrong.
Yeah.
And often people, everyone goes... The thing that annoys me as well is like when you get these feedback forms, they come back and they say, can you tell us how well did our team do? And a lot of cases, I've found that the person who's on the end of the phone is the person who's doing a really good job. But the problem is, you're not satisfied. It's because actually, it's not them that's the problem. It's senior management who put a shit bloody procedure in place, which these people have got to try and follow.
Yeah.
And if they actually put something in that was far more effective, that actually dealt with the problem in the first place, management, it would be a lot better. And if you had an actual something on the feedback form, and I put it on anyway, usually saying the problem is not necessarily your person on the end of the phone who was very respectful. Yeah. It's the fact that you've got a crap procedure and you've got crap management who don't want to engage with clients. They want to do everything at a distance through chat, written chat, through email, and without, and if you actually want to ring them up and talk to someone, it takes bloody forever to get through.
Yeah.
How annoying is that? Sort your customer service out, people.
Yeah. We went to the APF show, which is the big ARB show in Stratford upon near Alcester, near Stratford upon Avon, and there's all the manufacturers there, and you get a good chance to walk around and look at everything and talk to people. And I was looking at chippers and stump grinders and stuff, and I've always said how good the customer service is with GreenMech, our chipper that we've got. Yeah. And so one of the questions I always ask is like, what's your after sale thing like? And like I spoke to Force, and they're like, I was like, what if it breaks down? Like, if we've got something available, we'll give it to you. I know exactly what that means.
No,
that means no. Yeah. GreenMech, they'll pick up your machine and give you one at the same time.
Wow.
If they can't fix it over the phone, like. They're good.
That's what you need.
They're good, and that's why I'll buy from them again. I'm too worried to move over because why would you? It's not just that I know they're reliable. People always give them stick. I think. It's changing now a bit, but people always said they were shit. But fundamentally, you phone them up and you've got some guy in bloody up north.
Up north.
Up north, and he goes, why didn't he fucking, just do that, do this, do that.
No fault to that.
No, mate, he's like, do this, do that, and he's got all the time in the world for you on that phone.
Yeah.
He's like, call me back, my name's this, call me back if you've got another problem.
Nice.
Do that.
And then, that's what you want, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, the dealers that they deal through, they're very selective about, who they use. I remember once, so this is a good example of how good they are. They started using someone near me in Cranbrook as a certified warranty fixer and service agent for GreenMech. I had the worst experience with him ever. I think he had my chipper for like 2 weeks, and I phoned them up. I was like, I was like, where the fuck's my stuff? And he's like, not, you're not replying to me. Like, he's just like, I was like, mate, you've got my chipper. Like, what's going on with it?
Yeah.
And he was ignoring me. He was just a shithouse, basically. And I phone up Greenmech about it. They revoked his ability to service engines and to deal with like literally. They were like, fucking, we're not having that.
Great.
And they just got rid of him. Yeah. And I was like, how brilliant is that? Like
you got to stand by it.
I mean, the other issue that I always have with them, with sort of suppliers and things, is when things go wrong. So, for example, if you're working on a job, you're waiting for a delivery of something, and time is critical, and then so if the delivery turns up and it's late, so that's cost you money, and then if you get the delivery and you don't realise that the product is defective. And then when you're ringing them up and you're trying to get them sorted out, and even if you have to then take it out, you never seem to get any recourse from them for actually the abortive cost that you've had in actually putting it in one time, having to take it out and redo it, and they never really want to take any responsibility for that. I don't know if you guys have had that. I've had that plenty of times, and it's a really difficult one.
Yeah, I guess I'd like to say that I only give people one chance really with that. If we have deliveries, when I first started, we used a grab lorry company locally, and I rang them.
Who do you use now, mate?
I rang them. Go Green, Kenny. Go Green. Yeah, for a grab lorry. And nice. How's that, you prick? So yeah, I use Go Green. They're brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, the office is fantastic. They work. They're always on the phone, always helpful. And if they can help, they can. And that's the attitude that I like. But the first company, I said, I need you to be here. Can you be here in the morning? And I'm always working with them. It's not like I said, right, I need you here in the morning. They're saying, well, you're ringing me the day before and you need me tomorrow. I'm ringing a week, 2 before. And I said, can I book a slot, please? Can you be here for 10 o'clock in the morning? They say, oh, well, we've got a job in the morning. It's probably going to be more like 11. No problem. That's fine. I'll work with you. 11 o'clock rolls round, nothing. 11:30, nothing. I ring, no answer. And when he turned up on the job at 11:45, I said, no, thank you, bye-bye. He said, sorry, excuse me, we have a full load for you. I said, I don't care. When you said 11 o'clock, that was your words, not mine, right? He said, I asked 10, you said no, you said 11. I said, okay. So why is it 12? Why is it 12? Now, if it's 12, if I got to 11:45 and I got a phone call saying, hey man, unfortunately this has happened, because things happen, right? Things happen. If I get a phone call saying, hey man, sorry, we're not going to be with you until 12 o'clock, I can then communicate with my team and go, hey guys, I'm not going to be here for an hour. Let's crack on with this, that and the other. But we're waiting, expecting that lorry to be there at 11 o'clock. So we're waiting with shovels, barrows, ready to go, and nothing's happening. So it's like, do we start something else? Do we not? Let me give them a ring. I have no answer. So when they arrived on site, I said, no, thank you, bye-bye. And I will never use them again, because I've no interest. I'm not interested. Because, the stress that, you're dealing with them, and, I'm sure you won't buy another engine off them again, eh?
But the trouble is, a lot of this stuff, it costs you money. Like, you're standing around, it's like disruption.
There's a gap there because I'm buying another engine off them.
What was that?
I said there was a pause there because I didn't really think about it, but I'm actually getting another engine from them. So
are you?
Oh.
No.
Well, that wasn't the smoothest bit in the podcast.
No, that wasn't.
But no, I mean, it's where are we going then? Lost train of thought now.
I think to summarise, really. I mean, I don't know if it's time to summarise, but it's. I think there has to be. It's rare now, but if you're buying something from someone, I mean, like, I can use this, I can use this example of what's happened today and many times to me before as the exact opposite of what I would like to do. So like, how can I implement this to what I do? So, also, if I'm buying stuff, machinery, whatever it is, are the people I buy off, are they going to be good to me? Because that is really important, because it's impacting my business. And I think, as to be business savvy is to actually really look into the after sales and the service you receive when you buy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's so difficult, isn't it? Especially with after sales, because all you can go on is recommendation, and a lot of times it's usually just what people, their own personal experiences, and also the person you get who's dealing with it at the company. So you might get someone who's pretty switched on, or you might get someone who's a bit of a deadhead. And that's the problem. But I don't know. I mean, we'd like to hear from some of you big manufacturers out there, if you're listening to the podcast, which I'm
JCB.
sure you will. What are your answers to this? What are your How do you ensure that you provide good customer service? And it's all right you saying that you provide good customer service, because in a lot of cases, most people probably turn around and think it's pretty rubbish. I don't think there's probably few companies we turn around and say, oh, they're brilliant on their customer service. There's probably more companies that get the thumbs down than the thumbs up, even though everyone touts customer service as being one of their strong points. Most of them, they haven't got a clue.
Well, it's funny. I spoke to a rep from Juicens. They were popping around, and they were having a chat with us where we buy our materials from, and I was having a chat with them, and I honestly said to him that I went into Juicens there, local to us, and I promised I'd never be back there again, because what I received at the counter, the communication, what we agreed with was not what I ended up getting. And when I went back in there saying, hey, there was, I think it was a simple scenario of I wanted to buy a pack of blocks, and I only needed half a pack, and I knew that these had to be bought in. So I went into the store and said, hey, I only need half a pack here. I appreciate that you're going to have to buy a whole pack and sell it, but is that something you'd be able to take back? And he assured me, he said, yeah, absolutely. He said, if you buy the whole pack off us, now, I said, sure, and then we'll take it back. I said, that's fine. I said, it usually doesn't happen like that, And he said, no, I assure you it does. And I'm standing there, when I went back in with the stuff, they said, no, we don't do that. And I thought, I actually came in here because I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Now you're doing it. And I said, I'll never be in there again. And when I spoke to the rep recently, he said, to be honest with you, it's, we've changed up. Everything has changed. Their whole mindset has changed, because it was this, the big builders merchant that didn't look after the little guy, and I think that's really bit them in the arse. I think they've I think now they've, the way he was explaining it, said, look, there's a few people that have been taken out of the, have moved on, or whichever way it is, and we're changing up because we understand that there needs to be more of a communication from the supplier to the client. And I said, it's really lovely to hear. So and
I think they should value some of the like the smaller companies as well, because there are companies out there who do value smaller companies, and they can do very well out of it as well.
Yes, absolutely, and they only get bigger. Those companies only get bigger, and once they do, where they're going to be going? They're going to be going to the people that get looked after and stuff like that. Like that's why we always use corkers.
Very good.
Was Ollie paying you for that?
Absolutely.
Do you want a bigger discount?
Ollie, give us a discount. I can't get more of a discount. Bloody hell, we get it for nothing.
Oh dear. So do you know what's actually happening with your engine then at the moment, Bill? Just to sort of round that one up, is it?
Wind you up a bit more.
All I know is at the moment that they're picking it up tomorrow. Apparently, the old one.
In the box.
Stay tuned for the next episode of.
So I just, at this point, I have no idea. But believe you me, tomorrow morning, that poor bastard on the end of the phone is going to get an absolute earful from me. And if he says to me, I'll phone you back in 2 minutes, I said, no, you're fucking not.
No, you're not.
You're not. I'm waiting at the end of the phone, right?
Now.
And you're going to use a different phone to speak to your manager. Well, I listen to that conversation. And if that doesn't happen...
Can I be there?
You're going to give me a refund. Otherwise, I'm going to come personally to Mauritius, wherever you are, which I think it is in Mauritius.
Yeah,
and I'm going to fucking strangle you.
But take it.
I'm going to strangle you, and I'm going to do a pill on your head.
But on a serious point, it's like if you often know what you want as redress. Say, for example, you want your money back. Trying to actually get your bloody money back off someone.
Oh, good luck.
It's easy saying it and trying to do it.
Well, they've got to do something, because what I don't want to happen is that I buy another engine, they can't give me a refund, and then they send me a new engine, then I've got 2 engines. Maybe I can make it a twin engine.
Yeah,
twin engine.
Twin. Yeah. Still bugger that up when you're there.
Oh, fucking wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it definitely won't be under warranty.
Yeah. What have you done? Why are you going down the M25 at 40 miles?
On the stump grinder.
Yeah.
Right then. So I suppose we've got to wait for the next exciting episode of Billy's Engine to see what's happened.
We'll keep you updated.
Bill will be trying to use his...
I'll be over it by next time.
I doubt you will.
I doubt it, mate. Yeah, exactly.
I really hope so.
Can you let go of my leg? Because you've been gripping my leg this whole time.
Despite intensive Zen meditation techniques, Bill's still not able to calm down. No, so we'll see how that one goes. And if we have to bleep out all the expletives, it's probably going to be one long bleep on
Keep
this
'em in.
session. We will.
Keep 'em in.
So
Keep 'em in.
be careful, kids. Don't listen. Uncle Billy is on a rant. But once again, no, thank you everyone for listening into the Outside Crowd podcast. And thank you from Ryan, who was here, or Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And thank you from Billy.
Thanks, motherfuckers.
And if you're out there, if you're listening, manufacturers, we'd like to hear from you. Tell us why your customer service is so poor. Or if you think it's good, come on and tell us why it's good, and we'll quiz you and we'll put you through your paces. So put your money where your mouth is. We want to hear from you. And we'll hear you next time. And we won't hear you. We'll listen to you or whatever we do on the next Outside Crowd podcast.